A musician, an actor, a journalist, and a character. Our sport's first ever professional full-time surfer, Corky Carroll.
My name is Corky Carroll, and I'm a surfer. I was born in Huntington Beach, California, and grew up on the sand, and now I live in La Saladita, Mexico. I started surfing in the mid-1950s in front of our house in Surfside, California, which was right on the beach, on a balsa wood surfboard that weighed 47 pounds, and I weighed 44 pounds, so I couldn't carry it. Graduated into foam boards and lightweight boards. I started competing in surfing competition in 1959 at the first West Coast Surfing Championships. I won the Junior U.S. Championship in 1963 and the Men's Championship in 66, 67, and 69, and the overall U.S. Championship in 66, 67, 68, 69, and 1970. And I won the Surfer Pole in 1967. The International Professional Surfing Championships in 67, 68, and 69, and a whole bunch of other stupid stuff. But my career was basically through the 1960s and early 70s as far as a professional surfer goes. I had the first short surfboard on the market, the mini model, in early 1967. The first twin fin on the market in 1970, although I don't take credit for inventing any of that stuff. But just stuff that I saw and tried to make better and make usable for the public. I don't know, I was just one of those guys that was in the right place at the right time. Mainly, I probably considered the first professional surfer because I'm the first one that got paid. I actually had a salary to surf. Hobie paid me minimum wage to do nothing but surf, and then I got some sponsorships and kind of parlayed it into a career. And they're still doing that today. It's amazing, you know. But they make a lot more. I was making $80 a week, you know. So I think Kelly Slater makes $80 a second. As far as my contributions, probably professional surfing, you know, would be my biggest contribution. Somebody had to open the door to that, and I kind of did that. And as far as surfboards, was involved in a lot of innovations, but I would never take credit for being the one that did it. I did have the first shortboard on the market. Well, there is a story to develop that somehow I tricked Jerry Lopez into leaving the beach for the first Pipeline Masters. And I would really like to take credit for that because it's something that I would do today, you know. But back then I was a little more cocky and thought that I could win anyway. What happened was we both showed up at the parking lot at the same time to check the surf, and it looked bad. The swell was coming from the wrong direction. It was onshore wind. I didn't think they were ever going to hold the event. And Jerry goes, "What do you think?" And I went, "I don't think they're going to hold it. It's not any good." And he goes, "Me either." And he left. And then about an hour later, they started calling us for the final. And Jerry wasn't there. And I said, he went back to town. You know, we didn't think it was any good. And he missed the first Pipeline final. And the story developed that somehow I tricked him into leaving, like, "No, Jerry, they're not going to have it," when I knew they were, but I didn't know they were. So it's not really a true story, but it's a great story. And if it happened today, I would do it in a heartbeat.
This is a Hobie Triplane. Turn around so they can see the logo on the top. This is kind of a transition board when we're going from long to short. Corky Carroll sticker on the top, the Triplane logo. What I like about this board is the tiger stripe bottom. It's got a multi-stringer thing. This is kind of one of all those typical Hobie bells and whistle ones. And Joe, go for it.
Advances beyond that. You're at 22.5 here, but on 25. 25, 25, 25. Nets out. Rooms in at 22.5 here, but on 23. 23. I'm at 22.5 here, but on 3. Last call, and I sold it your way. 22.50. Give it up for buyer bidder number 1.
There you go.
83. The deal of the auction. 183. 22.50. It's sold. Randy, over to you.
This board here is the board that Corky actually rode to win his U.S. Surfing Championship, the very last one. This is when boards were beginning to go short. They were getting smaller. They would modify them. This is a deadly flying glove. I couldn't believe when I found this one, a Hobie Corky Carroll model, deadly flying glove, in incredible conditions. It's Corky's personal board with it. You guys we have the documentation of the write-up of him winning the Huntington contest. Terry Martin, who actually shaped the board. Incredible provenance behind the board. We talk about being able to document a board, this is the one. Corky, you want to say something about this board?
Man, I would like to have it back. That's all.
Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
So you mentioned that
Charlene Foo's that
shaper
you out
Terry
there?
Martin?
All right, good.
You mentioned Terry Martin probably shaped this surfboard. Probably, almost certainly did. And Terry Martin has been a shaper with Hobie surfboards for decades, and may well be the person who's shaped more surfboards than anyone in the world. They reckon he's shaped 70 or 80,000 surfboards over the years.
3,000. 32 and a half, 3,000, 32 and a half, net bidders in, got it, 32 and a half, able to 1.5, would you bid the 5, would you bid the 5, would you bid the 5 to keep it alive now, bid it with 5, I'm on to bid the 32 and a half, bid it with 30, I'm going to get 35, 35, go winner gets the autograph in here, I'm getting 37 and a half, 37 and a half, last call, he said no, and I said, anybody else at 37 and a half? Sold to the net bidder, sold, give a nice round of applause, they're listening to you on the World Wide Web at $3,000 at sold.
Hobie made this board, and you can see it scooped out. It's like a gigantic George Greenough spoon. There's no foam in the middle of this one. Kalala, turn that one around so they can look through it. There's no foam in the middle of this board. It was a George Greenough extended spoon. Terry Martin shaped the board. They hollowed it out, and they gave it to Corky. This is one of Corky's design. You got Corky's sticker on it. Beautiful color work. Corky, give us a little insight to what was the deal behind this board.
This board was really difficult to make. The Patterson brothers are responsible for the glassing and the sanding and the glossing. But I was a real fan of George Greenough and his surfing, but I wasn't really a big fan of kneeboarding, and I kind of got in a lot of trouble for a comment I made when they asked me about kneeboarding. I said being on your knees was for chicks and Catholics, and really, I wanted to see what George's boards would work like if they were a regular board. It was a really interesting board, very difficult to make, and we only made one of them, and this is it.
The world's biggest knee board. Here we go. Would you bid the 45, 45, 45? Got it. 45 here, but on 5 and a 5 and a 5. Nets out. 45 here and a 5. Now 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 to keep it alive. 55, 55 in the back. New money. While you're thinking about it, he's buying. I got 55 in the back. Bid of a 6. 55 here, but on 6. 55 and on 6. 55 and on 6. 6 bid of a 65. 65, 65, 65, 65, 65. One of the surprises of the night here, Corky. Here we go. 65, now 7, now 7, now 75. JK, show me the money. I want to make sure now. Make no mistakes. 7 there, but on 75. 7 here, but on 75. 7 here, but on 75. 75. He's out. You're in. Go to the bank. It's 7,000 here. Net bidder 75. Last call. Nets out. Down the middle's in. Last call. Anybody want to bid with 75? Any advances beyond 7,000? Are you through? Are you done? Sell it. It's sold. Give a nice round of applause. Sold for $7,000. 128. 129. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this was the first board when I started my own label in 1970. We came out with a twin fin space stick, and about 15 years ago, I started writing these again. I found the old template that Terry Martin had, and still writing these today. This is a real nice one. I wouldn't mind having it myself.
Anyway, this is red tint bottom and top. It's got the guidance fin system with a little twin fin setup. No reserve on this. Corky will sign it for you if you buy it. Have fun with it, gang. Joe, take it away.
Okay, we've gone from the Hobie Triplane, the Corky Carroll, to the Deadly Flying Glove, to the Straight Arrow, and now Corky's own Space Stick Twin Fin.
And we've also gone from the transition era right to the era of the shortboard. 5'6" twin fin. Here we are. You know, from 1967, they were still riding 9.6s. Now we're in 1970. They're riding 5'6" surfboards. That's what the shortboard revolution was all about.
For 14, did you want to bid a $1,400 bid now? I'm going to bid the 13, but I want a 14. Would have bid a 14. Got to get a $1,400 bid. Selling your way. New bidder. She's back in the auction action. Hold on. In the room. 14. You're 14. 15. 14, but I want a 15. But I want a 16. One more time. Lady, you're almost home. Hit it again. Hit it again. You better bid of a $1,600 bid. 15 down there. 16. Now 17. One more time. Do you want to buy it? Where's your 17? He's 17, but at 18. I thought he said no. She said no. I got you at 17, sir. Put them up at 18. Last call. Selling your way. Anybody else? Sold. $1,700 over there. Congratulations, sir.
Corky.
And you know what's interesting about Corky too is he did make the transition from riding longboards really beautifully to riding shortboards really beautifully. Not every surfer in that era did that.
So much more coming up as the Hawaiian Islands Vintage Surf Auction continues.